Well, happy Tuesday, and thank you for connecting with us again on NAB Amplify. I am NAB's Josh Miley, and this is the second in our interactive series of 30-minute live product demonstrations. Welcome once again to Demo Days. Today, you'll see a demonstration from RTS Intercom detailing their Vlink virtual software matrix in standalone and integrated applications. RTS Voice Over Network, RVON, including the latest advancements, are also on tap to be discussed. And afterwards, you'll have a chance to ask questions. Simply post them in the chat and we'll get to as many as we can before time runs out. Also, be sure to fill out the survey right under the video player. Today's featured presenter is Sean Anderson, RTS Intercom Systems Application Design and Tech Support Manager. Sean started with Telex Communications in 1991 as the first technician assigned to the new business acquisition known as RTS. Sean has worked in several roles over the years, including manufacturing, quality control and test, design engineering systems, support, and a global product manager for the last 7 years. And taking the reins of the discussion will be Angelo Piga, RTS Intercom Systems Product Marketing Manager. Angelo started with Telex Communications in March 2006, spending the past 10 years focusing on the RTS business. Angelo has also worked in several roles over the years, including technical support, service and repair, logistics, and product development. Today, he's adding Demo Days moderator to his impressive list of roles. Angelo, the floor is yours. Take it away, my friend.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So today, our subject is RTS Remote Production Toolkit with our expert, Sean Anderson. So the tools we will be discussing will be Vlink, our virtual intercom system. Thousands of users have been using Vlink to run the remote productions remotely, and we've developed many new features over the past year. In addition, we will discuss our RTS Voice Over Network known as RVON. RVON is used for voice over IP communications over long distance. We'll have time for questions at the end, so please put your questions into the chat and we'll get to them after the presentation. So with that, I will hand it over to Sean Anderson.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say thank you for taking the time with us this afternoon, and we'll go through a few slides here covering what RTS has to offer in lines of remote production toolkit. As Angelo had mentioned, we'll touch on a couple of different topics here: the Vlink virtual matrix, our RVON voice over network technology, as well as our trunking technology to kind of bring everything together as kind of a one system solution. So we'll start with Vlink here. Vlink is our software-based matrix. It's been around for probably about 10 to 12 years now. We have a very large user base, thousands of users globally, and we've added some new additions to this software recently, which I'll touch on here in a minute. The different applications for Vlink are first as a standalone, integrated. We also have cloud-based solutions as well, and I'll touch on each of those individually. For the standalone solution, this is literally just being able to have a multitude of users on iPhones, iPads, Android devices, and allows you to use your smart devices as an intercom system. This runs as a standalone entity. It's scalable from 2 users up to 1,000 users. This can be run on a simple PC, and on the right-hand side here are some of the basic requirements of that. And again, well time tested, been using this for several years. Then the next application for this is what is called integrated. With the integrated solution, the Vlink system can be tied to your traditional hardware intercom using our trunking technology. So alpha lists within the Vlink system can be used in the hardware matrix and vice versa. So you can use PLs, IFBs, point-to-points from either system seamlessly. They look to the user as one large intercom. The Vlink system trunks the same as any of our traditional hardware matrices, whether that be the Odin, Atom, Atom-M, and so on, and it's just an extension of your intercom system. Now, for data on these devices, it'll work on any type of internet data that your smart device supports, whether it's 3G, 4G, cellular data. All you need is an internet connection to tie these Vlink devices to the Vlink server and essentially communicate amongst your users. Now, the unique thing about Vlink is Vlink actually allows itself, because it's a software-based matrix, to be installed in a cloud environment, as well as traditional VM machines, virtual machines. But in the cloud actually brings some unique aspects in that I can scale up a cloud server instance, easily install this, just create my security rules, and now I have an anytime, anywhere solution. And this solution can also be trunked into your traditional hardware intercoms. We have several of these running in things like AWS and Azure that customers have been using for a little over a year now with the kind of changing model of everybody going more remote. So it allows for a very easy and simple installation, easy management, and again allows you the ability to have automatic backups because you're utilizing those cloud services rather than having to host your own hardware. Vlink is unique in this in that it does not require hardware cards in your intercom. It is truly a virtualized or software-based matrix. So it gives you a lot of advantages on different ways to deploy that. Now, some of the new features that we have recently come out with is Vlink supports a large list of clients, and that is the end user device. So there are things like the traditional iPad, iPhones, which use the app that you can download from iTunes, but we've recently released what is called Webrtc. So you can actually use your internet browser as your actual control panel. Some of the unique features that Webrtc brings out is the ability to stream URL video direct to the client, so I can look at things from YouTube and other streaming sources. I also have the ability for what is called geolocation that you can see in the upper right hand corner here. This will actually show me the physical location of every one of the Vlink users on a global map. So you can get a relative idea of where your remote ENG vehicles are, reporters, etc. So it gives you a wide multitude of different things that you can view within the software. Also has icons for the individual selectors. You can see things like party lines where it shows a group of people, point to points, which is a single person icon. SIP lines for dialing in or accepting incoming phone calls are shown with a phone icon. So very easy to follow user interface, a lot of different features that are involved in this. A few other new features that have also been released with our latest version 6 is the ability to do audio recording. Also encryption. If you have security concerns, you have the ability to actually encrypt the audio now between the clients and the actual server. So just depends on what your needs are and which features that you wish to implement into the system. Now, we also have recently done a Vlink Lite. This is a smaller system meant for very basic systems. So it's a maximum of 64 users and 8 party lines as opposed to the 1,000 ports within the traditional Vlink. Again, just for smaller user bases, simplified systems. So yeah, so we have a light version of this as well, but with almost all the same features and subset of features that are available in the Vlink. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is RVON here. As for the last few years, there's been more of a move in the industry for remote production. More so in the last year, as we've all been dealing with the pandemic, that yeah, people want to work or are required to work from their homes. RVON is also another technology that allows you to deploy a physical hardware panel instead of a software-based panel at remote locations. The RVON technology has been a core technology for RTS for probably the last almost 15 plus years. And we have the ability to deploy this with key panels supporting the RVON protocol. Now, to deploy this at a home or a remote location, it can be done in 2 different methods, either through static IP address or you can use VPN tunneling devices. We have a multitude of different VPN providers that we've worked with. They work very simple and easy and just provide you a locked UDP tunnel between the key panel and the actual matrix. So we've recently released new codecs for these. The G722 codec is the latest release from RTS, and this provides you 7 kilohertz audio response. Our G711, again, 3.5 kilohertz, which has been around for years, but we've had requests for better audio fidelity in RVON, so we've just released about 6 months ago the G722 codec. This is an add-on package you can add to your KP series panels. It's a simple download, and it is stored within the actual key panel, so you don't have to worry about re-downloading it. It is stored in the non-volatile memory. This is applicable to any of our KP series shown in the lower right-hand corner here, which is KP 5032, 4016. Even the smaller, more cost-efficient 3016 supports the RVON codec, as well as our desktops. And the last piece I wanted to kind of talk about here is trunking. RTS trunking allows systems to be interconnected globally, essentially providing you with one large intercom. Combined with our RVON technology, it makes a very easy way to deploy audio as well as all the alpha data and so on between different sites. The RTS trunking system is probably one of the most advanced trunk systems available right now. We can do up to 255 separate intercoms with a total of up to 12,000 trunk lines. Roughly, that allows us to interconnect almost 200,000 ports globally. These can be a multitude of different audio formats. They can be RVON, they can be MADI, analog, they can be ST2110 streams, depending on distance. The tie lines between the actual intercoms can be anything you really choose, but the data connections span globally. So with the combination of this, the RVON, and the Vlink, we have a very large offering of remote systems and being able to tie those remote systems in as one seamless intercom system. Yes, now with the trunking, we also have the ability to do what is called hopping. And what that means is I can have multiple different intercoms and I have an established number of paths, but if those paths are busy, I can actually take an alternate path through a secondary intercom to get to the destination that I desire. So it is a non-blocking system, and this is some of the power that comes with the RTS trunking system, is that it's intelligently managed and can find alternate paths to get from your intercom to your destination intercom. So about 20 years of development in this, and a incredibly advanced feature set available within the trunking. Now, one of the new enhancements that we've actually released with our trunking technology, one of the biggest customer requests was the ability to control volumes across trunking. This was released summer of 2020, and now that we have the ability to control the volumes from a remote intercom the exact same way as we do from a local intercom. You add this functionality to your trunk master, and you actually then just select the amount of users within your intercom that need the ability to adjust these volumes, also the number of keys. Same as if you were setting up the key label functions within our system. Now, within Trunk Edit itself, you'll actually have visibility to these trunk lines. You'll see talk, listen, and also volume control levels between any of the individual cross points that have been adjusted. So we give you full visibility into this, and again, allows you to adjust your local audio sources the exact same way as your trunked audio sources to give you a unified interface, and it appears as though those remote assignments are no different than your local assignments. So with that said, I guess we'll go ahead and we will open up to questions here.
All right, so let's start with our first question here. What is the highest number of ports that you can have in a Vlink system?
Right now, theoretically, 1,000 ports. We currently do have systems running that are already in the 980 port range. Really, it's a limitation of the number of processing cores within the system. That's also one of the advantages of the cloud system, is you can scale core processors within that very easily.
Okay. And then with the cloud, Is that something that can be ran in EC2 instance?
Yes, actually, that's what I have set up for my cloud demo system. It's just running under an EC2 instance, and you just set it up with Windows Server 19.
And is there any type of delay?
Typically, it depends on your network connections, but typically delays are quarter second or less. Just again, depends on what your internet connection is for your device.
Okay. Can DVS be used on a Vlink server?
Yes, actually, Dante Virtual Sound Card is actually probably the preferred method of getting audio in and out of the Vlink system, because the RTS Omnio technology is based on Dante. It actually makes for a very clean and easy interface to bring audio to and from the cloud system into your traditional hardware system.
Can you explain the recording function that's available in Vlink? Is there any type of time stamping with that? Are there multiple files? How does that work?
Yeah, the new record function, yes, it actually does timestamp each individual recording. So I can set up an individual client with record capability, and I can record either what that client's saying, or I can record both sides of the conversation. Now, what that will do is that will create a WAV file or an MP3 file, and if it sees a period of silence, it will actually finish the recording, timestamp it, and the next time it hears audio, it will start a new recording, so you're not recording dead air. Yes, so each one of those will be timestamped, as well as the user or the port that it was actually created from.
Okay, so it shows you some pretty good detail.
Correct.
In redundant systems, can you explain what exactly is redundant in the system? Is it the server? Is it the interface? How does all of that work?
Yeah, with the redundant systems, you have a primary Vlink server and you have a backup. Then what you do is, for the redundancy of the connection to the hardware intercom, we have what's called the virtual device interface. That is another computer that basically is processing the Omnio into Dante Virtual Sound Card, and then sending that up into the Vlink server, whether that be a cloud or a VM machine. So if there ever is a problem with the primary server, it will automatically switch to the backup, and the device interface will automatically switch over to it as well. So it'll maintain those trunk lines in and out of your hardware intercom.
So you were talking a little bit about our remote trunking gain control. That's a fairly new option for us now. Are there any applications in the field that have been using it yet?
Yes, we've used this for quite a few different events. Right now we have probably a dozen different customers using this right now. We use this for a large major football event here in early February. We'd used it up through all of the playoff games going into that event. And yes, very easy deploy, zero issues whatsoever. It was probably the largest sporting event next to Olympics, and went off seamlessly with no issues whatsoever. It's probably one of the smoothest software rollouts in a long time. It went very well, simple to update the system, add in the controls to the individual users, and yeah, the event went flawlessly.
Great. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Sean. Lots of great information, very good overview. If anyone has any further questions for us, please contact your local RTS sales manager. If you don't know who that is, you can go to rtsintercoms.com and go to our contact page, and we have direct contact information for our entire sales team and our entire support team. So I'd like to thank NAB for hosting us today, and thanks to everyone who attended and who's viewed the information. So have a wonderful day, and we're really looking forward to seeing everyone this fall in person at the NAB show. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Josh.
Angelo, thank you so much. And guys, kudos and congrats on the that rollout that just happened. Everybody, that's going to wrap it up for today. You can join us again on Friday, March 19th for our next Demo Days presentation. And mark your calendars, April 12th through the 23rd, another NAB Amplify event, NAB show premiere. It's coming to you, and we will have details as Demo Days rolls out. That's going to do it for us. Have a wonderful afternoon, and may the luck of the Irish be with you today and especially tomorrow as St. Patrick's Day rolls in. Take care, everyone.